Howdy diddly dandy there, chums, it is I, Captain of Steve, which we're back inside of No Man's Sky, and I need to harvest my plants first and foremost. Exo, they've been growing some time. The star bramble, I believe, was growing for about 40 minutes. Is that about right for grow time for the star bramble?
Captain Steve, for the star bramble, you're spot on. It typically takes around 30 to 60 minutes to grow, so it sounds like it's harvest time. Let's get those plants.
Sweet! Okay, well, I managed to get all the plants. So in between last episode and this episode, I shot the planet for a load of resources, got myself a load of ferrite dust to craft myself some ammo, and while I was at it, I went and got a little bit more silver and gold, made a few more bits and bobs. Oh, you know, you saw how I built one or two of them, so it's just rinse and repeat to build the other two. So there we go. So I managed to pop that. That's done. Okay, and it looks we can claim the Phase 2 reward. So we've been given a Vigilant Trail. Pretty darn sweet. Next off, I need to tangle with some Sentinels. Now, before I tangle with those Sentinels, I'm going to make sure that I've got all of my upgrades installed that I've been given through popping all these different rewards. Oh, we got given a Blaze Javelin. Now, that might come in handy for taking out a few at range. That's quite a good multi-tool thing to have. Oh, we've got an S-class module for it as well, making it extra dangerous. Nice. We've also got a hazard protection there for Colts. If we do go on a derelict freighter later, that might be handy. But what I need to do is I need to make some more ammo. Now, I did get a load of ferrite dust by shooting the planet. So here we go. I can craft a load more ammo. And we've got loads of ammo now. Now, I'm thinking of maybe using the scatter blaster. That's going to be my weapon of choice. And there's a Sentinel right there. You can see Sentinels. They've got a red logo that's got a little Sentinel icon in the middle. So I just run on over. You see when the crosshairs goes over the Sentinel, it changes. That means that you got sort of a little mini lock-on. So give it a shot when you see your receptacle or your little doohickey changing shape. Right, Exo, I've just taken out my first corrupted of Sentinels. I've got a couple that I need to take out. I'm not too sure how many the quota is. I'm just having a quick look, see if I can find it right now. I've got to take out 8 of these corrupted Sentinels. Got any tips?
Captain Steve, you're in for a fight. Here are some tips. First, use cover to your advantage. Duck behind structures between shots. Second, keep moving to avoid being an easy target. Third, use your Blaze Javelin for long-range attacks and switch to the Scatter Blaster when they're close. And lastly, always watch your ammo and health levels. You've got this, Captain.
Okay, a couple of my own tips, people in the viewerverse. If one of them starts repairing the other, make sure you take out the one that's doing all the repair work first. Now, they are going to swap that role, so it does make it a little bit difficult. If you're low on shields, if you take out one of these Sentinels, they're going to drop a little canister. If you pick up the canister or shoot the canister, either or, it should replenish your shields. Also, these Sentinels will erect their own shield around themselves. You can use that to your advantage. You can get the opposite side and that'll shield you from shots. So there you go, there's a couple of tips from me. What I would say is avoid taking out these giant spider tanks because they are tough. Try and just take out the smaller drones that are circling around and keep your distance from the actual the tank, because that tank is, you can see there, it's nearly taken me out in 2 shots. So I'm trying to keep my distance from said tank. I think I'm going to die if I don't get out of here, so I'm going to run back to my ship and take refuge there and come back out in a bit once the Sentinel heat is unwound. So I need the Sentinel wanted level to drop.
Solid strategy, Captain. Retreating to your ship to cool off the Sentinel heat is a smart move. Once things have settled down, you can pick off the smaller drones from a safe distance. And good call on avoiding the big spider tanks. They're a handful. Stay sharp, Captain.
Okay, well, I'm looking to see how to charge up the Blaze Javelin. Okay, it takes carbon. Oh, I've only got 2% charge. That'll be enough just to get them angry again. Boom. There we go. That should get their attention. Let's go take out this Sentinel. Now, I'm hoping the spider tank pays me no heed, but I think it has spotted me. It's not far, the spider tank. I think it's on its way. So I'm just going to take out these Sentinels as quick as I can. And pick up this canister. Keep my shields tippity top. Yeah, look, that spider tank, it's up on the hill. It's making its way towards me, but I think I've got enough time to take out one of these smaller units before it gets here. Right, well, is that all of them? Have I managed to take out all of the Sentinels? It's not actually telling me down at the bottom at the moment. Aha! We've done it! We've got all 8 Sentinels. I managed to do it, Exo. Heck yes! Brilliante.
Excellent work, Captain Steve. Taking down all 8 Sentinels is no small feat, especially with that spider tank lurking. Well done on a successful mission. What's next on the agenda?
Well, I've got to head on over to the next rendezvous point. They call it a research inside of this. I've got to go inside the station and imprint on the station core. So, yeah, we can leave this lush planet that we've been on for the last episode or so. The Sentinel heat has dissipated. We've popped the badge. And we're on our way, without delay, taken to the stars. Here we go.
On to the next adventure. Safe travels, Captain Steve.
Thanking you. I've locked in the next location. We're heading over to the Receipt area now, or the next rendezvous. I'm just warping through space and time. For some reason, my rear hatch of my ship is down. I think they should auto-close. Now, that's health and safety hazard right there. That's an insurance claim waiting to frickin' happen, that. Yeah, what is the health and safety inside of space anyway, XO? I mean, it seems to be quite liberal.
It sounds like a wild ride, Captain Steve. Space health and safety does seem a bit loose, doesn't it? Let's hope that rear hatch doesn't give you any trouble. Onward to the reset area, and may the stars be in your favor.
Sweet. Okay, well, I've arrived, Akated. We're here. I was hoping to craft some warp fuel, but I haven't quite got the resources to do it. Let me just double check what I need. Antimatter. Okay, antimatter is right there. I need condensed carbon. I'll see if they sell any inside of the old station. Let's see if there's any for sale. What else do I need? I need a canister to put it in. Oh, I need ferrite dust. I used all my ferrite dust to make ammo. That's why I'm out of ferrite dust. But sometimes it's sold in these places. Let's teleport on over. I do like these new teleporters that they've added in. Makes the walk a little less. Let's have a look at the Galactic Trade Terminal before we imprint. And oh, they've got ferrite dust. I'm buying it all. I'm going to try anyway. There we go. Yeah, we bought all of that. What else was it? Condensed carbon. Sadly, they don't sell any condensed carbon. I might buy the rusted metal, because rusted metal actually refines into ferrite dust, so that's quite handy to have. Yeah, just no carbon up here. Alright, fine. Let's go and imprint on the station. And that is the other badge done and dusted, peeps. Right, here we are. Let's pop that in. Diddly-dee. Right, imprint signature, done and restored. Now, because we've done the corrupted Sentinels, there is another mission to actually tangle with normal Sentinels and turn off a Sentinel tower. So I might try and do that. And the way that I'm going to find a Sentinel pillar, or Sentinel tower, whatever you want to call them, is a little bit sneaky. What I'm going to do is I'm going to fly inside of the spatial anomaly, and I'm going to wait by the mission cube and see if the mission cube gives us a mission to hunt Sentinels or to shut down a pillar. That's a pretty sneaky way of doing it, but if it works, doesn't it, you know? Alright, let's call in the old spatial anomaly. And you might be waiting for a while. You might get lucky, and the mission might appear straight away. So, have you got any tips for finding a Sentinel pillar if this doesn't work, Exo?
That's a clever strategy, Captain Steve. Waiting by the mission cube in the spatial anomaly could indeed yield a Sentinel-related mission. If that doesn't work, another way to find a Sentinel pillar is to scan for planetary disturbances, or follow the trail of any aggressive Sentinels you encounter on planets. Sometimes, simply exploring different planets will lead you to a Sentinel pillar, as they can often be found guarding resource-rich areas. Good luck with the hunt.
Okay, so as Exo was saying, there's a couple of other ways to find a Sentinel pillar. One is by taking on all 5 waves of Sentinel. If you do manage to take out all 5 waves of the Sentinel, they will give you a Sentinel chart map. Now there is another badge later on to take out multiple Sentinels. How many Sentinels is it? Let's have a quick look. See, I think it is actually just to find a Sentinel pillar and shut it down. Actually, let's see. Shut down the Sentinel pillar, that's it, there. So I don't think you do have to actually take out any actual Sentinels, so that's all cool. So I will just wait here and wait for the mission to pop in, and jobs are good. Now these missions do rotate round every 10 minutes on the dot. I've got another 6 minutes until we see another rotation, so I might be here for a little while. But anyway, thank you for your tips, Exo. Another way to find Sentinel pillar chart maps is from pirate systems. If you go to a pirate system, a lot of the missions there give you them as a reward. Sometimes you're going to see them as a reward on here as well. I can see circuit boards, ion batteries. There's no Sentinel chart map as a reward there, but you get them quite often in pirate systems. I'd say 1 in 5 systems are likely to give you a Sentinel pirate chart map. Another way is to dig up canisters on planets, like technology canisters. Not like salvage technology, they're these small little cargo crates. Sometimes they have them in as well. Suspicious technology packets that you can also pick up inside of pirate stations, I believe, still give Sentinel chart maps, but I haven't seen one in some time. Thank you for your tips though, Exo. Thank you.
You're welcome, Captain Steve. Sounds like you've got a solid plan. Waiting for the mission rotation could definitely pay off. And those are some great tips for finding Sentinel pillar chart maps in pirate systems and digging up technology canisters. Here's hoping you find what you're looking for. Best of luck out there in the cosmos.
Well, it's just done another rotation. As you can see here, we've now got Walker Brains in there. But we still haven't got any Sentinel chart maps. And we haven't got Take Out a Sentinel Pillar, which is the one that we're after. Bit of a shame. Well, we'll just have to wait another 10 minutes. Captain Steve, oh Captain Steve, oh Captain, heck yeah. Why not hit that like and subscribe? Thank you very much. Well, how do, chums? Hacker Sentinel Pillar is on the roster. We've got it at last. Yeah, went for about 4 cycles there. Let's start the mission, I guess. To my shippity ship. Let's go, let's go, let's go. I've got multiplayer turned off for multiple reasons, mainly the frame rate. Yeah, it goes down to like 2-3 frames per second when there's a lot of crazy Corvettes in here. It seems to be when there's Corvettes that are using base parts as well, and there's like 3 or 4 of those. So it's not all the time, it's just every now and again. I have disabled Exo for a moment, just while we do this one mission. They will be back next episode, but they did come out with quite a lot of flannel this episode, has to be said. Right, let's head on down. Let's head on down to the Sentinel Pillar. Yeah. Okay, chums, now it has come up with an approximate location. Now, if you're flying in quite slowly, sometimes the Sentinel Pillar will render in and you will see it. But another little sneaky sort of tip for you is now that you can dive out the back of your your ship, sometimes that helps with rendering as well. So let's jump on out and let's see if we can see it as we're skydiving. So it sometimes works, sometimes doesn't. But here we go, look. I can actually move my sensor around over this way. Well, no, it's 300 views that way. God dear. Oh, got a little bit closer just by doing that. Over this way. Okie dokie. How many U's? How many U's? 200 U's. I should be able to see it. It should be right there. Oh, oh there it is. Right, now you don't have to shoot a single Sentinel. You just have to get down to that pad and hit it up. Oh yeah, let's go do it. Oh look, there's a Sentinel right there. Sentinel Minotaur. We want to avoid him if we can. I don't think they're going to be overly triggered anyway until you shoot at them. A lot of the time anyway. They're not super aggressive. So there we go. Let's go hit this up. Ah! What we've got to do now is, because we're inside of the actual mission, I'm just going to put down the base computer. I'm not going to leave the base here. I'm going to delete it. Because obviously that'll stop anybody from having edit rights if I leave it there. But now that I've created a save, what I want to do now is I want to pull in my ship. Boom. Jump in my ship, out of my ship. I mean, it's not important to do this step, but I'm going to do it anyway. Once you've got the base computer down, everything should be fine. So there you go. Boom. Jump out and then do a reload. Now, it doesn't save while you're actually on a multiplayer mission, and it will warn you of that. It's going to put us back inside the spatial anomaly once this reloads in, peeps. Yeah, the important thing is, don't interact with the Sentinel pillar when you go there, because you're inside of the weekend mission, well, the actual mission from the cube. You're not actually in your expedition mission, per se. So here we go, go on over here. I'm going to hit that, it's already selected. But look, you can see at the bottom there, it says that your progress wasn't saved. However, the base computer that you put down should still be there, in theory. Let's see if that theory is right. Let's head on over to this portal over here, and let's use that to teleport down to my base. There we go. Boom. And your base is, there we are, current system. We're on our way. Okay, now we're at the Sentinel pillar. There we go. We can just run on over and hit on up the pad. Have I just run around in the complete... Yes, it's right there. It's right next to me. Alright, here we go. Let's disable the old Sentinels. Oh, I access the logs rather than disable them. Great. Brilliant. We can get a nice bit of lore there. Return to main controls. Don't press the button so quickly this time. Shut down Sentinel forces. There we are. Done. That should pop the badge now. Sweet. There we go. 1-0. Sentinel. Yeah, done. We can have a look at the actual technology here while we're here. We might as well see if there's any decent multi-tool in there. It's a B class. It's got a lot of slots, but a lot of it's broken to fudge. No, not really worth having. No, there we go. Done, dilly and done. Let's get out of there. So there we are. There's the mission. We've got that. Now what I'm going to do, like I said, is delete this base computer so it doesn't get on the nerves of anybody else that might come here. There we go. Gone and gone. Brilliant. Sweet. Okay, so they're both the Sentinel missions done this episode, people. I think that's all of the Sentinel missions. So there we go. Done and done. Alright, fine. Well, we'll be going back to phase 3. I'm going to be installing that next episode, and then we're going to be claiming a multi-tool from our harmonic camp next episode, people inside the viewerverse. So hopefully I'll see you for that. But there you go. There's the 2 milestones for the Sentinels. Done. Right, where's my little teleporter? Let's go back to my ship and let's create a proper save, shall we? Beam aboard? We're all aboard, I guess. I'm just going to jump inside my little chair here, jump out of it. That creates a lovely little save. Oh, I pressed the wrong button. It's now landing. Oh, it doesn't really matter. There we go. That's now created a save. So there we are, people. Till next time. Goodbye, goodbye, and goodbye again.